Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? Let's see, who do we have here? Who is on this call? We've got Christopher, Cindy, Kimberly, Lakin. Is that your name? Melinda, Nina. Hello, Stephanie, Topher, Victoria. Awesome. Good morning. All right, let me just go ahead, make sure everything's recording. Victoria, I'm going to give you co-hosting abilities. Kimberly says it's clicking. Thank you so much for this format. I'm so glad. I actually talked about you in my podcast this morning. I was talking about the importance of ignoring and taking action and how we have to temporarily ignore like our business to learn the tech just because we get all wrapped up in our heads. So I hope you don't mind. I didn't call you out personally, but I did talk about the message you sent me. All right, for those of you who are coming in, welcome. All right, Megan appreciates the fake business. Really does help, makes a difference. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Cindy, I actually got Cloudflare figured out. Oops, I did not mean, I think Topher, I accidentally tried to make you panelist. Did not mean to do that. I'm going to revert that. So I'm going once you show up on the screen, or maybe decline it. I meant to hit Trish. There she is. Okay. Sorry about that.
Sorry, my all of a sudden my volume and everything went away, so I like ditched out and came back.
Okay. All right. I'm going to make you co-host. Go ahead and pin my screen. Melinda, hello from St. Pete. Okay, and I'm gonna get my screen up and all that good stuff. Thank you. Jess says, love your top. Yes, it's new. It's a new top. Okay. Look at I have to put my trusty chapstick on. Look at what my stepdaughter did. She literally bedazzled my chapstick for me. Isn't that so cute? She made it all bedazzly with my initial on it. Took her like an hour. Okay. Everyone feeling good after yesterday? Building a funnel, plant, hospice, therapy, whatever, whatever we called it. I'm excited for today. I'll be surprised if we get this done in an hour, but we will do our best. I do want to make mention that if I ignored some of your questions yesterday, I do think you should listen to my podcast episode that is coming out about the power of ignoring. And a lot of times when we are learning something new, we get stuck because we are seeing all the details. It does, it's hard to do on your own sometimes, which is why having a teacher is helpful. But I'm deliberately ignoring a lot of things, not because they're not important, not because we won't come back to them, but because I know that they're not necessary for the exact moment that we're in now. And I see this a lot in Launch Gorgeous. When we do Launch Gorgeous, people are worrying about things that are not, you don't have to worry about it. And the saying that I like to say is, do you trust a future version of yourself to figure it out? Because if you do, if you trust that you can figure it out, then you can let that detail go in the name of moving forward. And that's kind of what I'm modeling today. I was modeling yesterday, and I'm going to keep modeling for the duration. As a reminder, if you can't keep up with the speed, I would suggest you watch. If you can keep up with the speed, great. And I want to know if you are doing it live with me, please let me know in the chat, let me know in DM, on Instagram, wherever. I want to know who's actually going forward and doing it. But if you can't, that's okay. Just watch and absorb and learn. And the replays are going up on YouTube every afternoon, and you'll have all of the resources there. Lorraine says, doing live with you. Excellent. Okay. So yesterday we built a funnel, right? And just to help anyone who was not here, yesterday we started with the Houseplant Hospice business, and we were building a sales page for the Plant Parent Personality Assessment. It's a $47 assessment. And we built the 3-page funnel, sales page, order form, order confirmation form. We got it published, we got it on a domain, and we did a test purchase. If you are going into your account, I'm going to go ahead, click on Sites on the main menu, click on Funnels on the secondary menu, and click on Houseplant Hospice. This is the funnel that you completed, hopefully is published and live. Now, one thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the stats. Click on Stats. This is going to show the statistics of what is happening in the funnel. And you'll see that 25 unique people went to the page. That was because you guys probably clicked on the link yesterday. It looks like 7 people got to the order form and 2 people opted in. It was me both times. If you remember in the video yesterday, I tried to buy my plant parent assessment and I couldn't because I couldn't log into my PayPal. I did successfully do it this morning and I did it as a live payment. So you can see here that there was actually one order. So 2 people started to fill out the form and 1 person actually purchased, which was me. And that 1 person did in fact land on the order confirmation page. You might think to yourself, if I click on sales, I'll see the sale. But alas, there's just a notice that says all orders and sales are available in payments and orders and transactions. I really wish the developers would take this off the menu because this is where people often look for sales, but it's not actually there. We can see the stats, but in order to see the sale, we're going to go to payments over here on the primary menu. You'll notice a secondary menu pops up with invoices, documents, and orders. We are going to go into the orders secondary menu and click on orders. Here we see Brad Thompson, our finance bro, has in fact purchased. This is the canceled purchase I tried to do yesterday that did not work. Here is the successful purchase. What we can do is we can click on these 3 dots and go to view order, and we can view the details of the order. We can see the quantity, the name, the email address, the phone number, all of that. We can see that it was paid and we can see how it was paid and that it was succeeded. If you did a test purchase, you should still see this. Now, we identified a problem yesterday, and that is that Brad purchased, but we didn't have our assessment actually built. And if we look here at what we're actually selling, we're selling a plant parent personality assessment, and it's a guided assessment. So what we're going to do is click on day 2. We've got some copy ready, and we are actually going to skip down to 2.2, and we are going to build the assessment this morning. By the way, these questions don't really make sense. It's not really a good assessment. I do not recommend getting stuck in the details about conditional logic and personality quizzes. The point of this is to just learn the tool. So hold those questions as best you can. Trust that your future self can figure that out when that time comes. Let's go ahead and go to sites. And this time we're going to go over to surveys, and we are going to build our plant parent survey. We're going to click on the builder, and you'll see that I already started one because I was doing a run through yesterday. So let me go ahead and delete that so that we've only got one. Let's go ahead and build our survey. You're going to click Add Survey, this button here. You can start with a template, but for the purposes of this, we're just going to go ahead and click Add Survey. Okay. Well, it looks a little bit like the editor. There are some different features, and we're going to go up to the top here, and we're going to click this little edit button, and we're going to name this Plant Parent Personality Assessment. All right. I want you to make note there is a menu up here. This is where you're actually building the survey. We're in the edit. If you click on settings, this is going to be what happens when you submit, what the preview looks like, some of the styling, some of the settings. Okay, just so you know. And then submissions will be here. This is people who've actually filled out the survey. We are going to go ahead and hang in the edit. And let's grab our business pack. And we have our form title and our form description. So I'm just going to grab all of this. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to click Add Elements, which doesn't do anything because it's right here. And I'm looking for something that's like text. So I'm going to grab this one right here under Customized. And I'm going to grab text and I'm going to drag it in. And it's giving me some text. So I'm going to paste this in. And I'm going to be curious why it's still showing me. That's weird. It should not have that. I don't know why that's working that way. It's like it's not working. It's like kind of bugging out. You see how it's got the little crosses there? But you know what? It's fine. We're not gonna worry about it. There is the introduction. The plant parent personality assessment. Welcome. This assessment takes about 15 minutes. And then here's the submit button. Now we're going to add a slide. And we are going to do our first question. And the question is, how many plants do you currently own? We're going to copy that. We're going to go back. And we are going to use the radio button. That's different than a checkbox. A checkbox allows people to check multiple boxes. A radio button is like multiple choice. You can only choose one. So we're going to drag that in like so. And I'm going to fill this out. Just the one. It's 2 to 5. It's 6 to 10. And then it's honestly, I've lost count. We're going to click add. I've lost count. I'm going to just delete this. These are the answers. I just copied them over here. Okay, cool. Again, you could go over here to settings right here, and you'll notice that you've got a menu bar over here. This is all kinds of advanced stuff, field descriptions, different options. If you want it as a bubble, we are not going to focus on all of those details right now. You can come back later and you can play around with them. We're going to do one more slide. I don't actually think you need to go fill out all 10 questions. I just want to give you the idea. We're going to add another slide here. We're going to do one more. And I'm going to actually choose a question that is a open text question. What do you think this plant is trying to tell you? This is an amazing question, and we absolutely should include this on our survey. So we are going to use the single line text. Okay, we're going to go like this, and we're going to drop that in. What do you think this plant is trying to tell you? Now, maybe you want this required. Something to think about, okay? All right. You get the idea. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save this survey. Custom field already uses this name. Please choose a different name. Huh, I wonder if it's that. Let's try survey. We'll add survey to it. Hmm. Oh, maybe this one. I don't know. I'm laughing at the comments, you guys. I'm not really sure why this is not saving. It says, please choose a different name, but I don't really know why it's not saving. So I'm going to need tech support to come in and save me. Or we're going to go ahead and preview it. I'm going to wait for tech support to be like, this is what you're doing wrong. Well, everything is breaking. This is a perfect opportunity to show how you throw your computer out the window when something doesn't work. All right, is yours working, guys? This is amazing. Okay, let's go back. Alert! This survey has unsaved work. No, no crap, Sherlock. All right, let's go ahead and edit this again and see. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that and see if I can save it. Now it works. Who knows, right? Sometimes you unplug it and plug it back in. Okay, I'm just going to add some labels in here so that you guys can see. I'm not going to go through that whole thing again. I really don't want to waste your time. So I'm just adding random survey elements in here so that I have something to actually show you. So let's save it. So this is not what your survey is going to look like. Once you're done, go ahead and hit save. And then what we're going to do is we're going to back out and you should see your survey right here. And I do want to just stop for 1 second and say that there are different types of forms and surveys. So you can do the survey, which is like kind of slide by slide. You can do a form, which is more like a Google form, and you can do a quiz. I have never done the quiz. I've literally never used it, so I'm not really sure how that works. But for the sake of this exercise, we've got our survey. And now you can look and you can see these three dots. You can actually just preview it right from here. You can see now my survey is working. It wasn't working before. Okay, search my address, whatever. We go through, and here's my first option. Great. Okay. But we need to do something on submit, right? Okay. And let's go back over here. And I'm going to pull up my Hospice business pack. And here is the end of form thank you message. So let's go ahead and grab that. We're going to go back into our form. And this time our survey. And this time we're going to go into settings and we're going to change the message. I do want to make mention that if you want the survey to resolve somewhere else, you can. You can have it redirect to a URL. You can have it have a message. You can also have it do an order confirmation. An order confirmation would only make sense if you were charging for the form or assessment while you were doing it. You can see here, thank you for your honesty. This could not have been easy. You'll receive an email with your diagnosis and a link to book your debrief call. Hang tight. Your plants are in good hands. You can see the preview. You can change the styles, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Our assessment is built. Now we actually have to get it to Brad. Anyone have an idea how we're going to get it to Brad? Want to just see if you guys have an answer there? All right. Kristen says a workflow. That is correct. Although, right now it's only Brad. We could just email him, right? And then we could create a workflow, find his customer and email him. Perfect. Kristen, you were right. We are going to do a workflow because we want this to be automated, but because we didn't automate it yesterday, we have to do it manually first. Let's go to the integrate button here at the top. This is how you're going to share the survey. There's two ways to do it. You can have what's called an iframe embed this little piece of code, and you can stick this survey literally anywhere that takes a code, or you can do the share. And here is the link. If you go and you hit share, let me know. Does it say link.fgfunnels.com/widget/survey? If it does, you do not have a branded link. Technically, we can make this link, instead of being FG funnels, we can make it say link.yourdomain. So in my case, I need mine to say link.woolenwonderfarm.com. How many of you don't have a domain yet? I'm curious. Good news is there's lots of ways to do this. We can embed it on a page. We can share it through a branded link. I'm going to show you both. All right, let's pop out of here. We're going to hit the back button. And let's talk to the people who have a domain already. Let's go ahead and get a branded link. We're going to go down to settings, which is going to change that vertical menu. And this time we're going to go into domains and we are going to go ahead and hit connect a domain. And we are looking for the branded domain. This is that branded domain so that invoices and surveys and calendar links like have your domain rather than FG funnels, right? So this is the one that we're looking for. We're going to connect it. And it's going to take you right to your business profile, right to the spot where it says branded domain. Type link dot and then your actual domain. Okay? This is something that the Funnel Gorgeous team can do for you. Remember yesterday I told you there was three ways to do domains. I said you could purchase a domain, you could have our team import the domain, or you could play on hard mode and connect your own domain. When you sign up for that done for you onboarding with the domain, FG Funnels will do this for you as well. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and do it. I've never done this before. I'm not sure what's going to happen when I do this. So just so you know, I've never done this before. So we're going to see. Hopefully Victoria and Jess and everyone are here to hold my hands. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set it up. Basically, Megan, yes, we are setting up a subdomain. You're doing exactly what I showed you. Now, this is for people who already have a domain installed. Remember, if you don't have a domain installed yet, this is not going to work the way I'm showing you. It's a lot of hitting blue buttons. Okay. We're just going to wait quietly. Again, it's really important to install your main domain first, which is what we talked about yesterday, because then setting up your branded domain is super easy. If you've purchased your domain in FG Funnels, this is like a breeze. It's literally one button. If you had the team do it for you, they are doing it for you. If you're playing on hard mode, well, I suggest that you have your main domain in Cloudflare first. I do want to tell you that I didn't go and set up this subdomain somewhere else. I just wrote it down here and Cloudflare figured it out. For those of you who are building all these subdomains in other places and then trying to bring them in and getting confused, you're playing on hard mode. Okay. Again, I really recommend that you reach out to our team if you don't have your domains set up correctly. This is what we're going to do. Okay, now we can hit go back. And now when I click on my survey, hopefully it works. Now, oh, you know what? Let me just do this. I'm going to go into it. I'm going to hit integrate. I'm going to hit share. Now it says link.woolenwonderfarm.com. Okay, so now this is what I can send to Brad. If you do not have a domain, I recommend you get a domain so that you can do this. There is another way technically to share the survey, and I do want to show it to you briefly. We're going to go back into our funnel. And do you remember yesterday how we kept cloning pages? Well, we're going to clone it again. We're going to take this order confirmation page. We're going to clone it. And we are going to make a survey page. I'm going to go into publishing over here and change it. Again, this is just another way to do the same thing. I'm just showing you an alternate way. I'm going to show you how this works. If you want it to not be on that branded link domain, you want to control the domain, you can go ahead and go in here. And we can delete out our order confirmation element, add an element, and this time we are looking for survey. We will drag the survey in. click on it, and we will choose our survey and hit publish. Now the page is on Woolen. Now the survey is on woolenwonderfarm.com slash whatever the link is, right? So if we preview this, you'll notice now the survey is right here. The reason that you would do this is if you want things to be more designed, prettier, you want a more custom link, that would be the reason not to send the branded link domain. I hope you can start to see there's lots of different ways to do the same thing. Either way, we have the survey now. We have the survey on the funnel. We also have the survey in a branded link. And now we have to send it to Brad. All right, we're going to back out here. Is everyone tracking so far? Can I get a thumbs up if people are following along? I know some of you might be having some domain problems, but if you're understanding everything that we're doing here, give me a thumbs up so I can see. Excellent. Okay. Good, good. We're going to go send the email to Brad now because we need to. Let's go into contacts. And here's Brad. We're going to go and click on Brad's name. And we are going to go down here where it says type a message. And now we get to email. This is how you can send an email inside of FG Funnels. This page may look super busy to you. Let me orient you on what we're looking at here. This is inside the customer relationship manager. You can click on any contact and you can see all kinds of information. You can see all their contact details, any survey answers. This is another place to see the survey answers. Okay, you can see, where they came from, the lead, all of that. In here, this is like a mock inbox. It's not a mock, it's an actual inbox, technically. You can email Brad. By the way, if you get texting enabled, you can text. If you get WhatsApp connected, you can talk in WhatsApp. If you get Instagram connected, you can talk in Instagram. This is a communication portal for Brad. And right now, I really only have email enabled on Wool and Wonder Farm, and I actually don't even have that set up correctly yet. But there are other options as you connect things. Let's go over here and let's grab our email. We have an email that we have to send to Brad right here. Let's go ahead and copy that. And your plant parent personality survey is ready for you to take. Okay, whatever. When you see here, hi first name, we can easily write hi Brad because we're sending an individual email. But as we get better and faster, we're going to want to change these and we're going to want to use actual values in the tool. And I want to show you right here where that little tag is at the bottom. I know it's a little small, sorry guys, but it is what it is here. This tag, it says custom values. If we click on that, we can insert all kinds of different data values that are in the tool. In this case, we're going to go to contact and we're going to go to first name. And that's going to input his first name. We don't really have to do that for just a one-to-one email, but in our workflows, we're absolutely going to want to do that. All right, looks like we need to actually put a button in here. I don't know that you can do buttons, so I'm just going to delete that and say, take my assessment. And I'm going to make it bold. Can I make it bold? I thought I could, right? Oh, there we go. I turned on my formatting options. Bold. And now I'm going to add a link right here, insert link. what link are we going to insert? We are going to insert the survey link. I don't know what the survey link is. I got to go find it. But that's where we're going to put it, right here. Hyperlink it. And then we are going to sign off warmly, Dr. Fern Greenfield. And I would like to add my custom signature. That's going to be important. I'm going to do custom values. And this time I'm going to choose user because I'm the user, right? I'm going to do user and signature. I have a few things I have to do here. It's not quite ready yet. The other thing that's the problem is the from email address and from name and who it's to. This is Brad's email, so this is fine. But you want to look at your from address. Is your from address a business email address? That's what I want to ask you. A business email address has a custom domain after the @ sign. So if the from says julie@gmail.com, if you see something like this, that is not a business email address. If you see Julie at Yahoo, Julie at Hotmail, not a business email address. Not a good idea. We cannot send this email from that type of address. We need to have a business address. If you do not have a business address, you need to get one. And we recommend Google. Okay, Google Workspace allows you to have a custom business email address. You go to Google Workspace, you sign up. Everybody should be using Google Workspace. Again, if you have a business email address and you're not using Google Workspace, you are playing business on hard mode. Just telling you. If you've got some GoDaddy inbox or Bluehost inbox somewhere that's like in some squirrel round cube webmail, you're playing on hard mode. You want to be on Google Workspace. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my actual business email address here. The reason why it didn't automatically fill is because I'm logged in as the Funnel Gorgeous. If I were logged in as Julie, it would have pulled this, just so you know. But you can always change this. And then your from name should be what your actual name is. In my case, it's showing something different. So I'm going to go ahead and just write my from name. I could also, if I want to get fancy, use a custom value. Okay. It's an option too. Now, technically, this is ready to send. Well, it's not actually, because the take my assessment is not linked. And our email signature is probably empty. Okay. I think what I'm going to do for right now, because I'm not sure if this saves or not. I really don't know if it saves. So I'm just going to copy all of this in case it doesn't. And I'm going to go put it on the doc somewhere. Hold on. I got to find where's my toolbar? Yikes. Where's my toolbar? Notes. I've also noticed another problem. I'm technically in my Wool and Wonder Farm account, and my email address should really match my domain, Wool and Wonder Farm. So I really can't send from this domain. I could send from this domain. How many of you guys know that when you want to send emails as a business owner, that you need to have a business email address and an email sending domain that matches? A lot of people don't know this, but this is the moment where I have to talk about domains again. Okay. I'm laughing so hard. Not only is that hard mode, it's sus mode. That's amazing. I don't have an email sending domain set up in this account. A lot of people don't know. I'm going to show you something real quick. We're going to go into my inbox. I'm going to show you. This is what we're talking about here. Let's see. I'm gonna find an email that I sent. This is not gonna be easy. Let's just do this one. Let's just do one from us. Okay. Whenever you get an email, a business email, I want you to click on this little dot here. Okay. And what it does is it shows you the from person. It shows you the from email address, right? It also shows you where, like, what domain it was sent from. Okay? And that's important because that signals to all the email service providers, you're not a spammer. And a lot of people don't realize this, that spammers often have from addresses that don't match their domain. Okay? Before we can send this, we need to make sure our email is a professional email address and the professional email address matches our email domain. We also need to get the link. So we're going to exit here, and go into our settings. And let's go see. Let's go to email services. Okay. I might need help from our tech support team because I've never done this before. You can see that we are connected to LC Mail. Everybody who signs up is connected to LC Mail. I do not have a dedicated domain and IP. So I'm going to click this button here and I'm going to do it. Okay. And I'm going to click add domain and I'm going to type lc.woolandwonderfarm.com. Just going to do that. That's what it said to do. I'm going to click add and verify. I'm going to click continue. This is a great time to say, guess what? When it comes to domains, you can purchase a domain. You can get the FG team to do this for you. They will do this for you. Or you could play on hard mode and do it like I'm doing it. Now, it's going to put a whole bunch of DNS records. I could sit here and give you a whole lesson on that. I'm not going to. However, I did do a 30-minute, very boring YouTube video on domains if you want to understand what's happening here. It's saying it's not verified. That's okay. Usually what happens is the internet is slow and it takes a while for these records to go. Now, it's possible that I did something wrong. Uh, very, very possible, which is why I need to not play on hard mode and let the tech support let the tech support do it. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page now that it's been 30 seconds. Oh, look at them. They're all verified. So I'm going to do I have to hit verify domain again? I did. I hope you are starting to see that this isn't as scary as you think it is. We've got help, we've got support. And look, I'm set. I'm set. Yay. Okay. What else do I have to do? Oh, yes, I have to go back and find the survey link. Let me do that. I'm going to go to my survey page. I'm going to preview that page up here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back into contacts and go find my good old buddy Brad. Ah, it saved it. Amazing. And I'm going to highlight this. And I'm going to insert my link. And I am going to save. Now, really, everything is set. hello@woolandwonderfarm.com is matching my email sending domain. My email sending domain is set up. I've changed my from name just because of how I'm logged in. It's going to my finance bro, Brad. Everything is here. I've got the custom value. I've got the link. The only thing I didn't do is my email signature. So I could send it and just it'll not show anything, or I could go deal with my email signature. I think I'm just going to go ahead and hit send, deal with my email signature later. I'm going to send that message. Yay! We have now sent Brad an email. By the way, if you want to go set up your email signature, you have to go into settings and then it's going to say my profile. Again, I am not logged in as myself. I'm logged in as the super admin. I'm not seeing a my profile here. On your settings, you will see a my profile and you can go ahead and set up your email signature just like you would in Gmail. We've sent Brad our email, so he now has the assessment, which is amazing, right? Amazing. We're so happy. But we don't want to do that manual every time. Right? We want to actually make a workflow so that when somebody purchases, they get this email and they don't, you know, they don't you don't have to do anything. By the way, I went and checked in my junk email. Here it is. Your plant personality survey is ready for you to take. Okay. I don't know why it says show images there. Dr. Fern here. Welcome to Houseplant Hospice. And let me click on take my assessment. Ta-da! You guys ready to build a workflow so that we don't have to do this manually every time? Everyone's learning, tracking, thumbs up. Great. I'm going to assume you guys are all good. Great. Let's not do this manually. What we're going to do now is we are going to go into automation. Let's create a folder so we don't get all disorganized. We're going to create a folder and it's going to be called Houseplant Hospice. We're going to stay nice and organized. You can do it, Cindy. She says, oh my, first workflow. Click in there and we are going to create a workflow. And we are starting from scratch, guys. We are going to play on hard mode right now. Let's do it. Hit continue. There is an AI builder right here. This does cost money, not a lot, guys. Okay, very little money, but it does cost, fractions of a penny. I don't want to use it right now because I want to teach you. So we're going to pretend that that AI thing isn't there. Yesterday we used AI, today we're not. One thing that's really important is to always label your workflows really clearly. Somebody in the chat, tell me, what is this workflow doing? What problem are we solving right now with this workflow? Melissa says connecting the customer to their survey. Cindy says we're sending an email to the buyer. Excellent. Yes. So when we add a trigger, this is an action, this is something that happens that triggers this workflow. What is the best trigger for this workflow? It is when Brad buys or anybody buys. So we're going to call this purchase plant parent personality assessment workflow if you want. Okay. This is the workflow that fires when they purchase, which means the trigger right here is when they purchase. I don't know what happens if I write purchase. Oh, cool. You can type. There are two primary ways that you can trigger a workflow from a purchase. One is an order form submission and one is order submitted. We actually have a document on the difference between those two because order form submission means they purchased this on this particular sales page or order form. Order submitted means they purchased this product. If you have the plant parent assessment in a lot of different funnels and a lot of different ways, and you want this workflow to fire no matter where they buy it, you're going to choose order submitted. But if you only want this to fire when they land on that particular funnel page, we're going to choose order form submission. Okay, we're going to drop that link of that document. I'm going to do order form submission for this one. We're going to name it Purchases on the Plant Parent Order Form. Okay, the more you name things, the easier it is to remember what you did later. Then we need to add some filters. We need to tell the workflow where is this actual order form. So we're going to start with in funnel website. This is the first filter. And we are going to choose our Houseplant Hospice. So we're saying, hey, when they order in this funnel, but this funnel has 3 pages. So we're going to keep going. We're going to say the page is the order form. We're going to add one more filter. The submission type is sale. When you do triggers for order form submissions, it's what funnel, what page, was it a sale? Now this trigger is ready to go. We're going to hit save trigger. Now we're going to create an action. What is the action we want? Go ahead, let me know. What's the action we want? Send email. Great. So we're going to do send email. Send survey assessment email. Whoops. From name. Let's go ahead and use our little user tag. User, first name. That's you. From email. User email. As long as the email in your profile is a business email. Make sure that if you signed up for FG Funnels and you signed up with an at Yahoo or at, God forbid, AOL, once you go get your Google email, your workspace email, go ahead and switch it out. Otherwise, it's going to pull that janky email. If you're not sure, go check. If you are really not sure, you can always just actually type in the business email address, okay? You can actually do that if you want to. All right. We are going to go ahead. Yeah, janky. Thank you for your purchase. Survey inside. Oops, inside. There are a couple options for this email. You can do a quick compose, you can do from Smart Builder, or you can select a template. For right now, I'm just going to do quick compose, okay? I'm like, let's get this done. So I'm going to go and grab that email that I had copied, the one that we sent to Brad, and I'm going to drop it in here. I need to make sure this is linked up again. Right here is that link. I'm going to go in here, highlight it. I'm going to hit add link, drop that link, and oh, it's fine. It can open up in the same window. And I'm going to save my action. And here is our beautiful workflow. There are a couple things that we may want to add to this workflow, and one that's super important that I've been taught to do that is just sort of not safety, but it's just like prevents mistakes is you can actually, for every new workflow, choose assign to user. And what that does is just ensures that any of those tags or those values you use that are user values will actually pull your user. And this is really important in accounts where maybe you have multiple team members. Hit save action. I just went and added it right there. You might also want to add a tag. Maybe you don't have to, but if you want to add a tag so that you can search people who've purchased, we could do that. Let's do that. Let's add a tag as well. And if you don't see it anywhere because you didn't build it yet, just start typing and it's going to click add new tag and you're just going to hit yep. Okay, I did actually add it the other day, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my tag, hit save action. Now it's auto saving. We have a test button, we have draft and publish. We do have some settings. This is where we can see people going through the workflow, and this is where we can see if anything didn't work. Here's our workflow. You guys did it. There's a whole bunch of other things you can do on here that are super cool. Let's test our workflow. So we can do that. Hold on. I don't think I did it right. I think I have to, do I have to put it in publish, you guys, before I can test it? While I'm waiting for them to answer me, I do want to show you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, let me put it into publish mode and let me hit save. I do want to show you in the settings, there are some settings you may want to, you know, check off. Most of the time, the default is fine. I really like to turn this one on. The reason is because in that mock inbox, if you keep this off, every single time you send an email, it looks like there's a new message in your inbox. So it puts blue dots in all your outbound emails, which is annoying. It gets super like busy. So I like to turn this on so that the blue dot won't show and I'll only see incoming messages. Save. Okay. Well, now let's try testing that workflow again. Actually, let's send it to Brad Thompson. I'm gonna send it to Brad Thompson. What happens is in enrollment history, it's showing you the tests. It looks like the tests worked, but I don't know, it didn't send. And in execution logs, it shows you what is happening. Okay? Add to workflow, assign to user, add tag, send the survey, remove from workflow. If you ever are stuck and a workflow isn't working, come over here to the execution logs and see what's actually happened. And it looks like my test workflow worked great. Here it is. Julie, thank you for your purchase. Survey inside. Here is that email. That means that this workflow is now active. We've solved a couple of problems today. What we've done is we've created a workflow so that your funnel, if anyone buys, that survey is just going to auto go out. We also sent Brad a personal email right here. And that way he has the assessment because he bought before we finished. And we built a survey. There's one last thing I want to share with you about email that's really important. If Brad responds, I'm going to pretend to be Brad for a second, okay? Let's do this. Here's that personal email we sent a few minutes ago. I'm going to hit reply. And I want you to see, look at where it's returning to. hello@lc.woolenwonderfarm.com. You see that right there? You see that's the email address? Hi, Dr. Fern. Thank you so much. I will do this as soon as I can. Sincerely, whoops, sincerely, Brad. Send. Okay. Let's click into Brad again. I don't see it yet. May take some time. Oh, there it is. Right there. Here it is. Here's the email. Thank you so much. I will do this as soon as I can. Couple things I want to tell you about this. Your inbox is the lc.woolandwonderfarm.com, right? When they reply to those emails, it's coming in here. And you might be like, oh, for the love, I don't want another inbox. Totally fair. And things can get confusing in here and it can get busy and you can miss things. What people want is they want those emails to reply to go to their Google inbox, right? Everyone tracking with me about this? As much as I'm happy that Brad wrote back to me, I would like that to go to my hello at Wool Wonder Farm, not hello at lc.woolandwonderfarm. Okay, you guys got it. Let's go into settings. Let's go to email services. Let's go to reply and forward. And what we're going to say is all email addresses that are coming, all emails that are coming in here, which are, sorry, hold on. This is like so annoying. Hit return after you do that so that it stays. We want to just forward it to hello at Wool Wonder Farm. I really don't want to go back in here and manage the lc.woolandwonderfarm.com email address. I just want to forward it all into my main one. I'm going to hit save. I also think it would be better if when people hit reply on emails, they don't even reply to the LC one. They just reply to my real one. That way, I can just use my Google inbox. One thing you give up when you set this like this is you kind of give up being able to track everything in the inbox here. And if you like tracking things in the inbox here and you don't have a lot of contacts, you can just leave it in here. It's a little redundant, yes, but it's ensuring that you don't miss any emails coming here. If you have a lot of volume, I recommend you do that. What I can do now is I can go to the other email I got, and I'm going to reply to that one. And you can see because it came in before I changed, it's still going to reply to this, right? It hasn't, it didn't like update yet. So this would be exactly why redundancy matters. And I'd be like, hi, Dr. Fern. I am so pissed right now. My cat ate what was left of my spider plant, and now she's vomiting, angry, and waiting. Brad. Okay. All right, let's send this. And let me go to my Wool and Wonder Farm email. You'll notice that I have a little notice here that says you've received a new email. Okay, this was from before. You might wonder, how am I getting this? Great question. The reason you're getting that, let's go over to automations. I think it's in automations, but it might actually be somewhere else. Notifications. Here it is. I think this is built into everybody's account. If you click on notifications, new email reply from a customer. This is a workflow that is kind of built into your account. And you'll see when a customer replies, it's sending a notification to you. So if you don't want that, you can turn that off. That's where that's coming from, in case you're wondering. All right. And here we go. I am so pissed right now. My cat ate what was left of my spider plant and now she's vomiting, angry and waiting. So the forwarding worked. Okay. The forwarding worked. One thing to note, let's go to conversations. It is showing up here. However, if I respond, oh, Brad, I am so sorry, and I send it, it will not show up here anymore. The reply to and the forwarding does erase the contact communication channel over time. That's the payout. I mean, that's the payoff. You don't have to manage a second inbox, but you will be using your Gmail or your Google Workspace. To recap, it's okay though. Most people do it. Most people they just forward and reply and they do most of their emailing in the inbox. If you don't want to lose all of this, then you need to really reply in here. You can log in here. If you don't have a lot of customers, it's not the end of the world if you want to come in here. Definitely make sure that your automation settings have mark as read. You see how there's this little two right here? It's showing the two responses. But every time an email fires, I don't want it to look like another notification. I just want to point out to all of you guys that if you've been following along, in day one, you built a 3-page funnel and you got a test purchase, Brad. In day two, you built a survey. You got your email domain, your branded link domain. You sent Brad an email. Then you proceeded to build a workflow and test that workflow. And this is day two. And it's 10:58 in the morning. And I hope that watching me in some cases stumble around shows you that it's not as scary as you think it is. There is lots of support. We have a bunch of support docs that we've dropped. We will always put the support docs inside the YouTube description. You guys who are following, if anyone has been following along and managed to follow with me, please let us know. We want to give you a big giant gold star. We do have some problems on the horizon, though. We will return tomorrow because unfortunately, Dr. Fern needs to have a debrief call with everyone who takes the survey. And all she's done so far is sent the survey assessment. She has no idea when Brad will finish it. She has no idea how to get him on a call. And tomorrow, we are going to go ahead and solve all those problems that we created. All right, Carla, amazing. Survey, email, workflow, lots of gems I need to review day one. We love Dr. Fern. Megan is tracking. Melanie was with me the whole time. Oh, hi, Melanie. I saw you in my inbox yesterday. Okay, Cindy, thank you so much. I love your sense of humor. Thank you. All right. Amazing. Amazing work, you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye, everyone.